Hey Riz, how are you?
Hey man, good thanks. How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. Not too bad. Congratulations on the film. It's
Thank you.
uh, it's a wonderful piece of work. So, and your performance is superb. So, congratulations on that.
Thank
I
you.
just wondered from obviously there's lots of joys from being an actor. You get to play amazing characters. You get to go on these amazing journeys. But tell me about the joy of working with people that necessarily in your normal day to day life you wouldn't have normally met. Because I can imagine that in itself is quite a experience.
Yeah, it's one of the things I love most about this job is going to experience new cultures, new people, making new connections. And sadly, we live in such a segregated world between hearing and deaf cultures. So being able to, dip my toe in that, be welcomed into that was great. It was really down to Jeremy Lee Stone, who's my sign instructor, who ends up in the film as my sign instructor in the deaf community, and who I named my character Ruben Stone after Jeremy. That really welcomed me into the deaf community in New York, invited me to his wedding, took me to deaf poetry slams, and we were just hanging out and became friends. And it was a really enriching, and I think the deaf community taught me the meaning of the word listen. I think they taught me that listening isn't something you just do with your ears; it's something you do with your body. It's about your attention. It's about holding space for someone else's energy. And also, I think Jeremy always said that hearing people are emotionally repressed because they hide behind words. And that's a saying in the deaf community. I didn't know what he meant until I started becoming more fluent in ASL. And then I realized actually I'm getting so much more emotional talking about this stuff in ASL than I would if I was just speaking. And it's because when you inhabit and embody what you're communicating differently, you connect with it more. And so I feel like it was great to make those friendships and people, but they also taught me what listening is and what communicating is.
Yeah. And how was obviously I imagine Darius kind of pitched you the idea. What was his kind of pitch to you about the sound and what he was going to try and accomplish with that? Because I can imagine it was different for you acting it as opposed to us watching it as an audience because we get a very specific way of watching it. We're kind of in his head in many ways. We're kind of experiencing as he's experiencing. How was that kind of idea pitched to you, and what did he give you on set to kind of help you do that?
Well, it wasn't something that I needed to worry about too much. It was part of Darius's vision. It just meant that after seeing Nicola Becker, and he would kind of come and place microphones on my body and ask me to swallow or lick my lips or breathe in or breathe out or blink. So that the sound design of the film is constructed mainly from sounds from my body and my internal processes. And that's because when you lose your external hearing, what starts to become louder in your kind of audio mix is vibrational hearing from your body, rather than the sound that's coming in through your ears. It's the resonance of your internal, you know, world. And so in creating that as a soundscape for the film, it makes you feel like you're in Ruben's head, you're in his shoes, which is such a bold decision. And I think he spent 6 months on the sound mix and 6 weeks on on the shoot. So it's a really really bold decision, and I think him and Nicola created something unique. So in a way, he didn't need to pitch me on it. He just went, "We're going to be the sound is going to be really subjective, and it's going to be like from Ruben's point of view." I was like, "Cool, let me know. I'm over here trying to learn the drums, dude. Stop talking to me. I've got to play drums on camera in like a week. I don't know what I'm doing." So it's all good.
Yeah. And you played a lot of it, did you? A lot of the drums and
I
stuff. You
played all
learned
of it.
most of it. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what Darius said. He said, whoever plays this role is going to be, I don't want to cheat any of the music. Whenever you're drumming on screen, you're going to be drumming. And similarly with the sign language, it wasn't like learn a couple of signs. It was like you're gonna learn this if you're up for it. I said, yeah, I'd love to. And so he just wanted everything to kind of be for real in a way, and I think that gives the whole film a kind of authenticity that hopefully audiences can kind of recognize, and it feels lived in and honest in a way that I think was quite, yeah, emotional. Hopefully,
Yeah. Certainly a different challenge than playing a symbiote, I can imagine. Riz, lovely to talk to you. Thank you so much. And congratulations on the film again. It's a wonderful piece of work. Thanks for your
thanks
time.
a lot. Cheers.
Cheers.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys! Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey